We're back for our daily NBA best bets here on Tuesday, October 28th. Only 5 games today in the National Basketball Association, which means we're going to have 5 best bets. 1 per game. Every single game today will be covered. Player props, money lines, spreads. We got it all today again for our 5 NBA best bets. Now, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for daily NBA best bets here on the channel. The college basketball season starts on Monday, so we will also have our college basketball best bets coming up later, or I guess next week, so be on the lookout for that. But again, every single day throughout the rest of the NBA season, daily NBA best bets. Also on the channel, folks, earlier today, our MLB best bets World Series Game 4. Best bets, obviously, between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays. Yesterday, we posted our college football predictions. It's over 4 hours of those, so go make sure to check that out. That is linked in the description down below. Also on the channel later today, our NFL predictions for week number 9 and our UFC Fight Night Garcia versus Onama. Full card predictions over there on Greedo Plays MMA. Okay, on to the first now of our 5 best bets today for the NBA, kicking things off with the earliest game at 4 o'clock from the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. We have the Washington Wizards and the Philadelphia 76ers. Taking the Wizards. Yep, can't believe I'm doing this again. They may be banned if they don't cover this. Guys, this is actually like the perfect spot for the Washington Wizards. Now, I know what you might be thinking. There is such a thing, a perfect spot for the Wizards. There might be, and it is right now, against an injured Philadelphia 76ers team. No Joel Embiid likely, no Paul George still. We maybe rather Paul George play. Jared McCain's still out. We might see an Embiid appearance. If we see Embiid, it's only 20 minutes. Because that's the minute restriction he's been on, right? Embiid does not play yesterday in Philadelphia's victory. I did think they were going to win and cover against Orlando yesterday. Again, the best bet was VJ Edgecombe, but Edgecombe figured it out. He, obviously went over his point total as Tyrese Maxey, by the way, continuing to dominate 43 points yesterday for the Philadelphia 76ers. But regardless, Philly's 3-0. They're going to lose one eventually. And I'm not even saying they're going to lose this game, but in the one game they played on the road this season, they played Boston. They go to the Boston Garden, only win by 1 point. Now, are the Celtics a lot better than the Washington Wizards in 2025? Yeah, but still, Washington gets this game at home. They slipped on a banana peel their last game and looked like absolute garbage against the Charlotte Hornets. Thanks, guys. It's a great effort out of y'all. That was awesome. I think they can bounce back here. Yes, I believe a starting lineup of Bub Carrington, CJ McCollum, Keyshawn George, Chris Middleton, Alex Sarr will bounce back tonight against the Philadelphia 76ers. Second night of the back-to-back to Philly. And not all back-to-backs are built the same, right? A back-to-back like the Golden State Warriors tonight is a lot different than what the Sixers have. Philadelphia yesterday was at home against the Magic, and immediately you got to go from Philly to DC. Now, is that the longest trip? No. You still have to get on an airplane, though, and you still have to make that adjustment, right? Like the Lakers last night. There's a reason I stayed off the Lakers because, well, you're going from Sacramento back to Los Angeles. Again, that is not a very long flight, but still travel and being out and, going through all that and having to play a basketball game the next day, that is difficult, right? The Warriors back-to-back, which we'll get into later, yeah, it sucks, but you stayed in San Francisco the entire time, right? And by the way, the Warriors had that game. They kind of had it 1-2, but regardless, right? That back-to-back for the Warriors, not too concerned about for them. They didn't have to go anywhere. Phillies had to get on a plane, go to Washington, and now play this basketball game. Giving the Wizards 5.5 points is okay. Washington's only victory this season is a surprising one against Dallas. Now, I know Dallas, has kept a lot of teams in their games this season. Dallas yesterday lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, that's expected, obviously, but Dallas is a 1-3 team, I understand. Washington, though, goes to Dallas and beats up on the Mavericks, winning the game 117-107. They had a huge night out of Keyshawn George, who scored 34 points on 11-15 shooting and 7 for 9 from beyond the arc. And can we expect George to continue to do that on a nightly basis? Yeah, probably not. But I think the Wiz can keep this game close. I just look at Philadelphia. They're playing good basketball right now. They're scoring a bunch, but how are these legs really going to function on a second night of a back-to-back when you're out here and Tyrese Maxey's, playing 40 minutes. Kelly Oubre's playing 40 minutes. VJ Edgecombe in his 3rd professional NBA game is playing 40 minutes. You're playing 3 of your starters 40 minutes a night. It doesn't always result in the best, results the next day. I know I used results twice, but you're playing. You're essentially, guys. The Sixers are essentially playing a 8-man rotation. kind of 9 if you include the Eric Gordon minutes. Gordon's going to play like 10 minutes. And even if Embiid plays, okay, it's still going to be a 9-man rotation. You just played Maxey 42 minutes. Maxey sat out 6 minutes yesterday against the Orlando Magic. And good for Philly, right? They did everything to win that game. They beat Orlando, who I think were, maybe just off-season champions a little bit. I don't know about the Magic. Anyways, though, but their uniforms are cool, and they are. But regardless, right, you played Maxey 42 minutes, you played Oubre 40 minutes, and you played Edgecombe 40 minutes. I mean, even if Embiid comes back, he plays 20. That's his limit, or his minute restriction right now. I don't love that against Washington, who I know is not the best team, but sometimes guys in the National Basketball Association, it's not about the best team. It's about who's in the better position on that individual day, on that single day, to win the game. That, I feel like, is Washington here. Not saying they're going to win it, but yes, they are in a better position to win today than Philadelphia. And on top of that, we get 5.5 points with the Wizards. So I'm going to take Washington here to cover. Are they better than Philly straight up? No. If this is full rest, would Washington beat them? Probably not. In a 7-game series, would Washington beat Philly? No, probably not. In Philly, would they beat the Sixers? Probably not. Games in Washington. Wizards didn't play yesterday. Second night of a back-to-back for the 76ers. I will go with Washington on the points. 5.5. They don't even have to win. They just need to keep it close. Give me Washington. Next up, we go to the Terry Rozier Invitational in Miami, Florida. It's his last 2 teams, the Heat and his team this year, the Charlotte Hornets. For as much as I wanted, guys, I was hunting for one too. I was looking for an under I really liked today, so I could just make the joke. This guy is going to throw his over today. He's going to get injured, and in honor of Terry Rozier in the Terry Rozier Invitational so early on in the season, we can have an underplay. Guys, I couldn't find one. For as much as I just wanted to hate watch someone tonight, I couldn't do it. There was no under that I really liked. So instead, I found myself just going with Norman Powell. Yep, Norman Powell over 26.5 points and rebounds. This line's actually very good if you really look into what Powell's been doing so far this season. Obviously, there's some injuries going around with Miami. Tyler Hero's not going to be back for another 2 or 3 months. Miami's first-round pick from Illinois, Kasparas Giannis. I butcher his name in college. I'm going to continue to butcher his name in the NBA. He's out right now. Norman Powell, who was a very good player last season, should have been an all-star last year in Los Angeles for the Clippers, is now in Miami. And with no Tyler Hero on the court right now, the shot volume Norman Powell is getting is pretty decent, and it should still continue to go up. Guys, Norman Powell's not even taking that many shots right now, and he's still scoring 24 points a night. So in 3 games Powell's played so far this season on his new team in Miami, game 1 against the Magic on the road, 28 points on 9 of 19 shooting, 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and 4 for 8 from the 3-point line. Game 2 against the Grizzlies, and a blowout win, so he didn't have to play that deep in this game. Only plays 25 minutes, 5 of 10 shooting, 2 for 4 from beyond the arc, and 15 points. We'll get to the rebounds in a second. And then against the New York Knicks in his last game, 32 minutes, 29 points, 12 of 12 from the free throw line, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line. So again, that results to Powell averaging 24 points a night, yet Norman Powell's averaging 7.5 boards so far this season, which is a little surprising because when you think of 6'4" Norman Powell, you don't think about his rebounding abilities. You don't think about, this guy's a guy, we're going to expect him to get 5 boards a night. I mean, hell, this guy averaged 3 rebounds a game. His career high in rebounds for a season is 3.7 back in 2019, that championship run. No, that was the year after the championship run. Yeah, it was. Regardless, the reigning defending champions year for the Raptors. Kawhi was gone that year. Anyways, because he went to the Clippers, and great. Anyways, Powell's been getting bored so far. Now, I don't expect this to continue. Like, right now, as of now, Norman Powell's averaging 7.5 boards a game. Will Norman Powell end the season averaging 7.5 boards per game? I'd be shocked, right? That's not really what he's asked to do. And the Heat play both Bam Adebayo and Khalil Ware. By the way, Khalil Ware did say Bam Adebayo was in his top 5 of all time, and Anthony Edwards, but just go find that clip. It's hilarious. You're playing 2 bigs at the same time. Now, Adebayo might get traded soon. I could see it. So it is difficult for a guy like Powell to consistently get boards, but he's found them so far. I mean, game 1 against the Magic, Powell has 9 rebounds. Against the Grizz, 6 rebounds. And last game on Sunday against the New York Knicks, 7 boards for Norman Powell. Okay, I'll take that. And on top of that, the point total so far, 28, 15, and 29. And the line tonight is 26.5 points and rebounds. Guys, Norman Powell might cover this with just points, and we get boards as well on top of that. I will happily take that line. I think Norman Powell's points line tonight was 23 or 22.5. Okay, I'm going to take a guy right now who's averaging 7.5 boards. Again, do we expect these numbers to stay the entire season? No. But for right now, I'm going to play these trends for one more night and think Powell can go out there and at least get 6 rebounds to make this line worth it rather than just taking the point straight up. And again, there is a potential for Norman Powell to legitimately just score 27 points. But on top of that, we get rebounds. I like this line quite a bit. Miami tonight is playing the lowly Charlotte Hornets. Again, it is the Terry Rozier Invitational. It is the tribute game for Terry Rozier. No, he's not, he's not deceased. He just will never play basketball ever again. But there should be a lot of opportunities for Norman Powell, man. Charlotte plays really fast. Miami plays sort of fast too, but I mean, the Hornets, you look at their total scores, their final scores of the season. I mean, Nets game, 136-117. Sixers, 125-121. Game in Washington on Sunday, 139-113. You know how LaMelo Ball kind of plays. It is very fast-paced. We are taking deep threes. First good look we get, we are taking. That creates for a lot of possessions on both sides of the ball. It creates for a lot of opportunity for rebounds for a guy like Powell. A lot of long shots for the Hornets. Creates for a lot of long rebounds, giving a guy who's on the perimeter on the outside like Norman Powell that opportunity. And we should be perfectly fine here, I think. Again, it's not that crazy of a line to ask for Powell, over 26.5 points and rebounds. Again, like I mentioned earlier, there's legitimate potential he could straight up just get 27 points and we don't have to worry about the boards. But having the boards there is a nice added bonus as well. Again, I don't expect this to stay the same for the entire season for Powell in terms of rebounds, but for now, I'm going to play this trend for one more night. I think it's a very achievable line. I think it's a good line for us. I mean, Norman Powell, over 26.5 points and rebounds for Miami. I believe they're on the road, correct? No. In Miami, again, we are honoring Terry Rozier tonight, his team last season versus his team this season. Maybe Rozier will be, sitting courtside watching the game with cuffs on. Maybe Chauncey Billups will be right there next to him. I don't know. Anyways, giving Norman Powell over 26.5 points and rebounds. If he doesn't get this, we are going to accuse him of being the next Terry Rozier and point shaving, okay? So get it done, Norman, or else you're gambling at FBI, at Cash Patel. Anyways, I'm joking. Yeah, I'm definitely joking. Anyways, let's go into our third best bet of the video. Let's go to Milwaukee. So there is an NBC doubleheader tonight. NBC loves these 8 o'clock start times because the Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Clippers are playing a game at 8 o'clock at night tomorrow. Are we serious? Anyways, the first half of the doubleheader is at 5 o'clock. You couldn't have done 4:30, 7:30 like ESPN's done before. No, 5 and 8. Okay. Milwaukee Bucks at home taking on the New York Knicks. I'm going with the Knicks. The Knicks are just better than Milwaukee, straight up. They are the better team. And yes, it is dependent on matchups, and it is dependent on who is better on the individual night. In my opinion, this New York Knicks team should beat this Milwaukee Bucks team every single time they play. Okay? This is a team in New York who I've been very critical on. Don't get me wrong. I've been very critical about the New York Knicks. Okay, you can say I've been a hater of the New York Knicks, right? We picked against them in every single game last season. It felt like in the postseason with Detroit and then obviously the Indiana Pacers. They are on a different level than the Milwaukee Bucks, and it is not even close. Yeah, they have the same record. Do not care. Karl-Anthony Towns is questionable, which is a little concerning. He's got a quad injury. I hope he plays. If he doesn't, it's really not the end of the world. If he does play, he should dominate the Miles Turner matchup like we saw in the Eastern Conference Finals. There's nothing Miles Turner has on Karl-Anthony Towns other than, shooting on the outside and, being a perimeter threat and making Cat come all the way out there to guard him. Cat will foul bait on Miles Turner. He will do his, you're a foul, That's what he'll do, and it'll work, okay. If Miles Turner can't guard this guy. Miles Turner, I was a fan. I'm no longer a fan. Okay, I don't know. I'm not a Pacers fan. I'm a Tyrese Halliburton fan. But I'll say this in a video about Miles Turner. Going after the people of Indiana, the same fans that you had there was a Miles Turner cheering section for. They treated you like their franchise guy because you've been there for, you were the longest tenured Pacer. And you're going to go back at the fans. You're going to clap back at the fans after you leave to go to the rival? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Just wait till Giannis leaves this team, and we'll see how happy and how appreciated you are in Milwaukee, buddy. Nice 9 points a game and 6 rebounds. Oh, that's nice. You're going to have a cool block every once in a while, but anyways. The Knicks are the better basketball team. One team here is a contender. The other team is a team that is lifted by one individual, and the rest of the team sucks. Obviously, that one individual is Kyle Kuzma, and he's not playing tonight. No, it's obviously Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis obviously is legit. The numbers he is putting up right now is actually absurd. Giannis averages currently 36 points a game, 16 rebounds a game, and 7 assists per game. Holy crap. Game 1 against the Wizards, Giannis put up 37, 14, and 5. Raptors, where we did bet against the Bucks, Giannis puts up 31, 20, and 7. And against the Cleveland Cavaliers, Giannis in a loss puts up 40 points, 14 boards, and 9 assists. That's the biggest reason I'm taking New York here. Giannis can put up those numbers, and his team will still lose because there's no help around him. The biggest helping hand that Antetokounmpo has on his team right now, I believe, is Gary Trent. And that's the main guy you have to focus in on. It is AJ Green too, because it's basically who the Bucks are right now. And Kevin Porter Jr. is out. He is one of their starters right now. Ryan Rollins is starting at the 1 instead of KPJ. I believe Kuz is actually injured too, right? I think Kuzma is questionable. Cole Anthony's questionable. Okay, the only guy who's been ruled out is KPJ, Kevin Porter Jr. Excuse me. And real quickly, the Knicks do have some injuries. Robinson's still out. That's fine, whatever. McBride, questionable. You'd like Deuce to be in the lineup, or at least playing, and Cat is questionable. Again, that's the big one. Games on NBC. First Knicks game of the year on NBC. Adam Silver's gonna make that call. We don't want the FBI calling us. Yeah, go out there and play Cat. Okay. Anyways, what do you need to look at with Milwaukee? Because this is what they are. And because of Dame no longer being there either, and there's no second star in Milwaukee, they said, let's just go out and let's bring Miles Turner to the Cream City. It's really what they call their city, the Cream City. Are we serious? Anyways, you need someone else to do damage shooting-wise. So that's either going to be Gary Trent and that's going to be AJ Green. One of the two. Those guys are both going to attempt somewhere near 8 3-pointers a game. That's 16 combined. And Giannis will put up 40. That's what's going to happen every single night with this team because they're god-awful. Nobody else can score. Giannis will play 35-ish minutes every single night. And it's just a matter of, okay, can Trent and Green be that second option? Can one of those guys do it? Because look at the Bucks. They shoot 43-pointers a night. And that really all comes from the starting lineup. And obviously, Giannis isn't going to shoot many threes. He'll hit one randomly every single game. But that's going to come out of Miles Turner. That's going to be Gary Trent. That's going to be AJ Green. That's going to be even Ryan Rollins, who shot 5 in the Cleveland game. They're going to look for three-point production anywhere in that lineup because that's all they ask those guys to do. Nobody else is driving on this team. That is only Giannis. It's just a matter of, okay, Giannis shoots. Can he kick? Can he find someone else on the perimeter? Who can hit the three-point shot in transition? That was Trent in the game against Toronto. That was AJ Green in the game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's the biggest factor. But I think New York's going to outshoot this team. The Knicks shoot a bunch of three-pointers, obviously. They did lose a game in Miami, which is a little unfortunate, but Jalen Brunson, when he's on, he is elite. He's very good, obviously. They're having some trouble right now with their rotation. I mean, they had to start Ariel Hukaporti, I believe that's how you say his name, in their last game because of their injury situation with Mitchell Robinson and whatnot, who's still probably just posting to Morgan Wallen on TikTok, which is cool, but okay, can we get back on the court? Anyways, I hope Deuce McBride plays. McBride is a big boost to that bench unit. It's just all about their shooting. They shot absurdly horrible against Miami, and I'm really not concerned at all. Guys, the Knicks, you think the Bucks will shoot a lot with their starting lineup. The Knicks shoot more three-pointers than any team in the league other than maybe Boston. The Knicks shot 54 three-pointers against the Miami Heat. And when you only hit 15 of those, yeah, you're in trouble. They went 15 for 54 from the three-point line against Miami, 27%. Adenubi goes 4 for 12, Cat 2 for 8, Brunson went 5 for 11, but then you get you only get one three-pointer off of your bench. Yabusele 0 for 4, Clarkson 0 for 4, Hart 0 for 2, Shamet 0 for 4, Kolek 1 for 4. If they can just drain a little bit more threes, like if you just tack on 8 more threes of the 54, they will beat Milwaukee here. I expect the Knicks shooting to be fine because that's all they do. Give me New York Knicks money line on the road in Milwaukee. One team is serious about contending, the other team is not. Give me the team that's serious about contending. They're better for this spot. They're better for this game. New York wins -120 on the road. Next up, we go on to, that's not what that should be. What? Okay, well, it's a good reminder, guys. Go check out our college football predictions. Again, over 4 hours of college football predictions this week. I actually did not mean to plug that at all. I don't know why the graphic was screwed up. Anyways, here it is. Russell Westbrook is our next player prop. Over 6.5 points for Russell Westbrook. It is such an extremely low line, and it's a line he should be able to get. Okay, Sacramento's in OKC. Now, the sack is horrible. Okay, the Kings are not good this season, right? Russ is playing off the bench. They are starting Dennis Schroeder, maybe the greatest German basketball player ever. Totally, right, guys? Yeah. Dirk who? Anyways, one of the greatest European players of all time. There's Taco. Dennis Schroeder should be in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Anyways, Russell Westbrook, guys, this season is averaging 10 points a game. He's covered this line in 2 of the 3 he's played so far this season. Game 1 against the Phoenix Suns, Russ plays 19 minutes and scores 6 points. Against the Utah Jazz, he plays 17 minutes and scores 7 points. And of course he did against the Los Angeles Lakers. They still lost, so haha. But yeah, Russell Westbrook, 18 points on 6 of 12 shooting and 4 for 6 from the 3-point line. Are we dead ass? He did only go 2 for 6 from the free throw line, so you suck, Russ. But really? Seriously, Russ put up 18, 6, and 6 on 27 minutes against the Lakers. Here's the thing. This line's going to get adjusted to about 9.5 every single night. Right now is the best time to jump on into the Russell Westbrook's, stakes, really. You're not going to see this line like this for the rest of the season. I'm so serious. The Kings need to play Russell Westbrook. And I know Russ, unfortunately, has become a joke, but this is still a 20-plus minute guy a night. He's a 24-ish minute type a night guy. And the 27 minutes we saw him play in Sacramento against the Los Angeles Lakers on Sunday night is going to be more representative of what Russ is going to do for the rest of the season. Don't forget how late Westbrook signed on in Sacramento this year. He was still getting his legs back, did not play in a single preseason game because he signed in the preseason. Russ will play a lot more throughout the course of the year, right? I get a very late signing. There's another guy who is a former All-Star that should be signed somewhere, by the way, right now, and that guy is Victor Oladipo, okay? Why is Oladipo not on a team in the NBA right now? I don't know. Someone figure that out. Pacers. I mean, I like Mac McClung, but come on. It's the VO show. Get Oladipo back out there. Anyways, Russell Westbrook's going to continue to play about 24 minutes a night. Tell me Russ can't score 7 points in 24 minutes? Absolutely. Another factor in this game, not something that, again, you traditionally look at, but it's possible here. It's very possible. I get it. OKC's on a second night of a back-to-back. The Thunder yesterday go into Dallas and they win. Guys, the Thunder might not lose a game this year. No, they will eventually, but look at their schedule right now. When's the next time the Thunder lose? Sacramento, Washington, Pelicans, Clippers, Portland, Sac, Memphis, Golden State, Los Angeles, Charlotte, New Orleans, Sac, Utah, Portland, Minnesota, Phoenix, Portland. December 2nd in Golden State is the next time they might lose a game. I'm so serious. That team might start through like 20-0. They might break the single season win record. And they're not even fully healthy yet. It is absurd what that team is. Anyways, though, there's a great potential because of how good the Thunder are. I get it, second night of a back-to-back. There's a very good chance they straight up just blow out the Kings. The Kings are so awful, man. They just are. I just witnessed Domantas Sabonis, who used to bitch Anthony Davis every single time they played. I watched that guy get bitched by DeAndre Ayton. I saw Ayton dominate him. He dominated Domantas Sabonis. DeMar DeRozan, he can still hoop. Levine can still hoop, obviously. Keon Ellis led his fair share of threes. But we know what's coming back on this OKC squad. Obviously, the best player in the world, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the reigning defending world champions. This is the deepest team in basketball. They have the most valuable player. Jalen Williams, I believe, is still going to be out. I think J-Dub we can expect to be back probably, I would say, on Sunday. I would assume he'd be back for that Pelicans game before the road trip, maybe. But this is the most dominant team in basketball. This is the best team in basketball. So there's a great chance they just straight up blow out Sacramento. If that happens, well, Russ isn't a starter. They're not going to sit Russ out. He will get to play with the second unit quite a bit in the fourth quarter before they empty the bench, obviously, and play the third string guys, right? Or the reserves. But second unit, we're looking at Russ, Malik Monk, Devin Carter, Dario Saric, Drew Eubanks. That's what Russ will get to run quite a bit, and he'll be one of the main focal points of that unit once the Thunder have already gone up 30 points in the fourth. So that's a potential as well. That definitely can happen. I think we're fine here. I'm going to go with the over 6.5 points. I believe right now it's severely under represented. That's not the right word. It's severely underpriced. Thank you. I said thank you to myself. Anyways, Russell Westbrook over 6.5 points on the road for Sacramento in OKC. On to our final best bet of the video, we go to the nightcap. Ooh, 8 o'clock basketball is something, isn't it? Oh, man. Bay Area's got a lot of 8 o'clock sports going on tonight. San Jose Sharks are at home against the Kings. By the way, Sharks plus 1.5 at home tomorrow should be free, I think. How about Macklin Celebrini? And the Los Angeles Kings are so boring to watch anyways. Quentin Byfield can hoop, though. I'm not going to lie. Or he can you can skate. I don't know what the hockey meaning of that is. Anyways, terminology. Regardless, 2 8 o'clock games in the Bay tomorrow. Sharks 8 o'clock, Warriors 8 o'clock. I'm going with the Warriors at plus 100. Taking the Warriors to win here. Again, I said it earlier, not all back-to-backs are built the same. The Warriors back-to-back right now, it's not anywhere remotely close to, oh, this is the back-to-back we will 100% stay off of. I'm not concerned at all, guys. I'm not. Steph Curry comes out of that game with, 5 minutes to go? And yeah, that's not that big, but, the Warriors had that game won. They had that game won yesterday against Memphis. Steph doesn't have to play the clutch time minutes. This doesn't sound like a lot, but Curry only played 30 minutes last night. What the Warriors have expected Curry to do so far this year, play 35 minutes against Denver, play 34 minutes against Los Angeles. Even those 4 minutes off the court is big. And yeah, Golden State in all fairness does a good job keeping Steph off the court and obviously keeping their old guys off the court for extended periods of time. Of course, there's a reason they're called Golden State right now. But a second night of a back-to-back doesn't really concern me too much. Game's on NBC, so there's going to be no load management here. The Warriors are going to try to win this game because, again, Adam Silver is going to give them the call. Al Horford, old-ass Al Horford might get to play tonight, which I don't know how much of a bonus that is, but didn't play yesterday, first half of a back-to-back. The Warriors have known, this is the tougher game against Los Angeles. Let's get old-ass Al Horford out there for this one instead. So that's an added bonus. Again, Draymond's going to do his Draymond things, probably get a flagrant in there as well. But, I feel okay with this. This is the two unk teams going at it, right? Clippers and Warriors. Now, unfortunately for us, Bradley Beal's not playing. I'd rather Bradley Beal play. I think he kind of hurts more of what this Los Angeles team wants to do than helps. But anyways, James Harden's back, still playing, obviously. Harden's playing, Kawhi Leonard's playing, Nick Batum, Brook Lopez, Chris Paul. They've got 5 old guys here. And we can pretty much categorize Bradley Beal as an old guy, too. I know he's really not that old. He's like 32. But he plays like he's 36 now. Anyways, 2 old squads. I think the Warriors can win it. Because, again, their back-to-back doesn't really concern me too much. Yeah, again, you didn't have to play your starters deep into that game. You're still in San Francisco. You won last night against the Grizzlies at the Chase Center. Oracle was still better, but it's okay. Don't get me wrong. I'd rather watch a game at the Chase Center than at Oracle, because Oracle is a little of a pain in the ass to get to. But anyway, it's the Chase Center is a pain in the ass too. Who am I kidding? Regardless, they didn't have to go anywhere. You're still at home. It's not like we're mentioning with with Philadelphia, who had a game last night in Philly, and then immediately, okay, we're going to DC and playing, right? There's no travel for the Warriors. They've been at home. You got Curry and Butler off their feet for the last 5 minutes of that game. They didn't have to play a game like they did against Denver that was down to the wire, crunch minutes. No, you're fine. You're rejuvenated here for a very late night start on NBC against the Los Angeles Clippers. Golden State's 3-1 victories over Los Angeles, Denver, and Memphis, losing 1 game on the road to Portland. Again, the Warriors are undefeated at home. Clippers are 2-1. They are 2-0 at the Intuit Dome. They're 0-1, though, on the road. Don't forget how badly they looked in the opening game that they played against the Utah Jazz. Now, how about the Utah Jazz? Again, I told you I was very confident about Utah yesterday. They tried their absolute hardest to blow that game in overtime, before overtime. The referees tried their hardest, too, to get the Suns back in that game. How about Lauri Markkanen, though? 50-plus points. First 50-plus game for Utah Jazz since Karl Malone back in the 1990s. So I'm glad, good on Utah. They erased that one. At least, they got a more recent one. So, truth be told, losing to the Jazz right now actually isn't that concerning. I think Utah is going to give a lot of teams problems this season. We forget Lauri Markkanen only played 40 games last year. Last full season, he was healthy. He was an all-star game starter. So, the Jazz might be a little bit fun this year, and there's a lot of emphasis on them winning right now, especially with the new sports culture that's taking over Salt Lake City with multiple teams in that same building at the Delta Center. But anyways, though, Golden State should beat up on the Clippers. Again, the Jazz are good, but the Jazz shouldn't be 21 points better than the Clippers. And when Los Angeles went to Utah, they got decimated. I get it, second night of the back-to-back for Golden State, but I think they're able to get this one done. I'm going to go with Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, and the Warriors. Hopefully, for once, the Jimmy Butler foul baiting actually works in our favor. And again, maybe we see old-ass Al Horford. Brandon Podziemski had a great night last night, 5 for 7 from the three-point line. Moses Moody off the bench, 5 for 7 from the three-point line as well. I like the Warriors to get it done at home against the Los Angeles Clippers. Give me Curry, Butler, and Golden State plus 100 at home against the Unction over there in Los Angeles with the Clippers. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here on October 28th. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you did disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow for more daily NBA Best Bets. Folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.